in this very life. So, by one by social move. Asana Asongo. One by Mingedo Losham, Mingedo Asana Ason Loshamungo.
Sane Songo. One by Losham, Sane Songo.
Mingedo, one by Ason Loshamungo. Ishiya, but Longezo, Chinta Kaimupi. Longezo, Chinta Kaimupi. Kanzam Mumiago Machiba Nehu in this very life out there. In this very life out there, Sotabadi. Say the meter. Chinta Kaimu Lungeji Mingedo Pia Badani. Dimana. Lakango Mingedo Tina Barani. Congo, Pichito Aka. Mingedo. Tichazo. Chinda Kainai Badani. Today, so far, there is only one question from Mr. Barry. Venerable Sir, in this very life, you say do not peer at a sensation with an over-focused mind, especially looking to discover how the abdominal movement begins or ends. How does the mind becomes over-focused? How can one recognize it as such? Having recognized it, how can one then focus accurately? The question you asked, what is it that you are not clear of?
When I'm trying to focus on the object, particularly when the object is not clear, I make effort, but I think I'm making effort in a wrong manner. The word here, peering, means to look strongly. I think I'm using my eyes, physical eyes, and tensing. Also, there's tensing in the abdomen. So this holding the breath, trying to look too hard. So I'm wondering if this is what this over-focusing is about.
Peer, so that's a long thing. Do not peer at the sensation of your peer. Okay, go. The eyesight, I'm right. So you're in the eyesight, I mean, never looking at I will assume a better the only dog, Mother the Bonnie Ban, what you
the Guru was telling you, Pullman shoe
So this instruction has been given to the beginner yogis with respect to the posture, how to sit, and also yogis are told to breathe in a normal manner. That means not to force the breathing. So this introduction to practicing meditation tells you how to sit in a comfortable manner, to keep your body erect, and to breathe normally. These are all included in the introduction. So when you started meditation, did you use all these methods?
I can't say that I did. No, I can't say that I used to. I have never felt completely that the breathing has been natural. I always felt that there's some manipulation of the breathing, in some regard. The very fact of looking seems to affect the object. This is what I'm confused about too. When I'm looking hard at the object, it affects it. It builds up tension.
This sort of thing can happen.
သုံးတယ်ဆိုတာပြတာမကဝမ်းမဲ့လှူရှားမှုကမှတ်ဖို့လှူရှားမှုကကြည့်ဖို့ဒါလည်းသင်ကြားပါဝမ်းမဲ့လှူရှားမှုအစနဲ့အဆုံးကိုသိရှိဖို့မဟုတ်ဘူးအဲ့ဒါလည်းပဲလွယ်နေကုန်ဒီစာမလို့ဒီပါပါဦးပါပါတယ်ဟင်ပါပါတယ်
စာအသေးလည်းလည်းလွယ်နေတယ်
ဒီကေပါလို့စတဲ့ဆုံးကိုသိရမယ်လို့ပြတာ
ဒီဝန်ပိုက်လှုပ်ရှားမှုပဲလို့စသည်ပဲလို့ဆုံးပြီးလို့သိရှိအောင်ပြောတာပါ
ဒါကဘာလို့လဲဘာမှလှုပ်ရှားမှုကိုမသိနဲ့ဒါမသိဘူးသိအောင်ရှင်းမှရဘယ်ရည်ပဲသိတယ်ဒီနေ့သတ်မှတ်တယ်ပေါင်းလေးလေကောင်းဖြတ်မှတ်ရပါလားသုံးကြမှာပေါင်းလေးမှတ်ရပါလားဒီနေ့သတ်မှတ်တယ်ဒီကလေးပေါင်းတာစာပြီးတော့တောက်ချက်ပုံနဲ့ကြီးနေသတ်မှတ်တယ်အဲ့ဒါမှတ်ဖို့
Actually,
they will outweigh
the interpretation of the meaning is a little different here. What the instruction says is to note the movement, rising, falling, phenomena of the abdomen. It doesn't say that you must note the beginning or end of the movement process. In other words, you are not told to break into segments of the movement of the abdomen, but you are told to note the rising or falling from the beginning to the end. In other words, you have been given a limit of the movement from the beginning to the end.
ဒီတဲ့နေတိုးချက်လို့ပြောရမယ်ဆိုရင်ပေါင်းမှုကရှူလေးလေးစပြီးတော့ဝင်သွားတယ်ဆိုတော့နည်းနည်းလေးပေါင်းတာကြည့်ပေါင်းစဆက်ရှူနေတယ်ဆက်ပေါင်းရှူနဲ့ဆုံးရောပေါင်းလို့ဆုံးတာအကြောင်းလို့ဆုံးတာပေါင်းဆိုတာဟာရှူလေးဝင်လာတာပြီးတော့တောက်လျှောက်ဆုံးသွားတယ်ရှူလေးနဲ့ဆက်ပြီးတော့ပြည့်ပြီးတော့ပေါင်းဆိုတာဘယ်ရည်ပဲရှိနေလဲလေးလို့ရှိရင်ဒီပေါင်းတာဆက်ပြီးတော့အဆုံးရှိနေတတ်မှန်အဲ့ဒီအတွင်းမှာဖြစ်တဲ့လှုပ်ရှားမှုဒါကိုယူပါလို့သိစေတယ်ပေါင်းမှုတရားလေးစပါရမယ်ဒီပေါင်းတာဆက်ပြီးတော့တောက်လျှောက်ဆုံးနေပြီကတ်လိုက်ပါလို့ဒီလိုမှာကြရတယ်အဲဒီတော့ဒီတော့ပြတာအဲ့လည်းပြောပြီးတော့ဒီနေ့ဆက်ဖို့ object ကိုပေါင်းမှုရဲ့အစဆုံးပါ object ကို object ကပေါင်းမှုတာ object
Now, how do we get, for example, rising of the abdomen? As soon as we start to breathe in through our nostrils, the abdomen starts to rise. And as we keep on breathing, it rises more and more. And when in-breathing stops, the rising process of the abdomen stops. So, rising process occurs because of the in-breathing. Now, how do we limit the rising process? It starts as a subtle way as soon as we breathe in. And it will end when we complete our in-breathing. So to know this rising phenomena, the yogis are asked to note the rising from the beginning of rising to the end of rising. This is a way of putting a limit to the extent of the rising process. Now the beginning of the rising and the end of the risings are not the objects. This has reference to the time only, time for the rising process. So the beginning and end of rising are not the object. The object is the rising itself, from the beginning to the end. So this beginning, middle or the end are not the true nature. And one must not note the beginning, the middle, nor the end of the breathing. It is the beginning, middle, or the end are the main manner of the rising process. Kanika. Right. It is as sort of a time frame for the rising process. It's called Kanika in Pali. Yes, momentary.
Yellow arctic in Sally to meet them. Probably a Sally, only that it is said. Object seated, our seated, to shambles where to say. There are with a least having changing outside the fire. Changing outside fire, Masai Sally, the song was the Bawa would show leader. The game is city had one. Legada I got shown this thing. And you fit up. Tingonia or Sia, knowing I yogi to the million fear. So we don't tomorrow and get another people.
Especially the Western people, they try to interpret in a different manner. They tend to note the beginning of the rising and end of the rising process like an object. They are the beginning and the end of the rising are not the real object. It is not the true nature. The true nature here is the movement of the abdomen, and one must note the movement with aiming, focusing. Now when one is trying to note the beginning and end, it is like they are overpassing the true nature and trying to note something which do not exist in reality. They are wasting a lot of energy by trying to note this way. And Sayadaw has experience with many yogis, especially in the Western countries, who try to do this. Now here the local yogis do not have such problems.
The Bawa is sadly social. It's not very subtle and everything. The deeper Hanato Alabama come from it. Certainly, when you work, in a machine of them, Sabakaya is the rally social. Sabakaya is Alo Yusu. Alo Yusu. You know, Alo for the every
all different. Whole. Different.
Yeah, how does he have to have the Alo so that really bad you are there? Adi Majja Riyosana Total Alo Elephant Total Sa and so don't wait it. Face at it. The Bawa Alo Nalamu. That is so many face at it. You take Shahu, you go out. Alo Mari Anabala to be on the phone and say to the boy, let's have a two of the local solution. The Kawa tell you the early solution. Being Pasagata, being one Sasa. Don't show, you somebody. There are some attacks. When you are level, you when I saw you. Don't show, you somebody. There I was to do it. Yes, well, that is about. How do you are level? You tell me the sun is a kiddo. The Boro one, the Kaya the Kulu, Pong Kaya the Kulu, Ping Kaya the Kulu, the Boro Chong Nui and Kuya, Saga and Dosha, Sony, Saikapa, Pingu, Saga, Dosha, Sony, Saikapa. Object is that he got having a job. Nene Tama Bigoda, Hayali Bay, Bigoda Jama. Sale, strong pineapple, Jack. The English had a from beginning to the end, Hana. There's young people, young. Saga, that's a thing, tea, even to young. Saga, that's a song to one. Never forget.
Now, how do this, the beginning, middle, and the end comes about? It is shown in Satipatthana Sutta with respect to Anapana practice. Sava. It is in breathing, out breathing. The word here is in Pali, Sabakaya. 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 It means all, complete.
Perfect.
Also perfect. Of the phenomena of Rupa. In other words, it is the whole thing. And it also means from what to the end. From what to from where. Okay? And also in Pali, they use this word, ati macho Pariyotthana.
Adi Majja
Majja.
Pariyosana.
Ati Majja
Adi Majja Pariyosana.
Adi Majja Pariyosana.
Ariya beginning.
Ariya means beginning.
Majja middle.
Majja means middle. Pariyotthana. Pariyosana
End.
means the end. So, what he says here is, we should note the sabhava which has this beginning, the middle and the end. For example, we breathe in air. When we want to note this process, we must note this in-breathing beginning from the time the air touches our nostril in a very subtle manner. It will continue going into the nostrils until it ends in a very subtle manner when the in-breathing stops. And when we know the out-breathing, it is the same. We start noting from the breath going out in a very subtle manner until it ends in a very subtle manner. It is known as sapaya. Now when we note rising falling, rising falling is connected with in breathing and out breathing. So we must note the whole process of rising, the whole process of falling. In other words, from the beginning to the end. But we must be careful not to try to note the beginning, the middle and the end, because they do not exist in reality. What exists in reality is the rising process and the falling process. So we must note the real object. And why do we say beginning and end? It is merely to put an extent to the rising phenomena or the falling phenomena.
Vidima Ohana Yoalushi Upada Titi Angasna Tundu Yaka. The Wawadia, people that the Wawadia, or Upada Titi Sangas. Upada Sat people. There are Titis that are Kitagana yet. Japuya no Shishin yet. There are yes, some Wapu Banga. Upara Titi Banga. Erago Paligo Kanatea chain buying the chain buying don't do it. Kim Yung chain buying to the Baba Dama to go see Kim Yung chain buying power. You are here. Get on the long going. Not dinner to see. Going on dead. Seeing the kind of yet. Now, the set of it is Yanja. And I didn't like it. The Emma, she made Tungu. The architect, she is dead. She did a kind of yet what I find of Jabu and yet. Now, she of Jabu. All the crew are Sala. She is dead. Yet what from the Bawa. Any Bawa, you will give for it. She need to make she. ဆိုကြပါစို့ပူရာလေးစားပူရာလေးနောက်ကျောက်ဒီပူရာလေးရဲ့သဘာဝပူရာလေးစားလာတဲ့ဥနေတဲ့ဥဆုံးသွားကျင်းရုံပြတ်ဖို့ဆိုမှာချိန်ကာလလေးဆုံးလို့ရှိတယ်ပူရာကသဘာဝသူ့မှာကျင်းရုံပြတ်ပြီးချိန်ကာလလေးသုံးလို့ရှိတယ်ကျင်းရုံပြတ်ဖို့ကတတ်အရှင်းရမယ်သူကအချိန်တိုင်းလေးသဘာဝမဟုတ်ဘူးပူရာကမှသဘာဝမှတ်ရမှာဒီပူရာကိုမှတ်ရမှာမှတ်ပြီးပြန်လို့ဒီဘယ်ကနေဘယ်ဒီမှတ်ရမလဲဆိုတော့ဒီလိုလေးချင်းတော့ပူရာအစာပြီးတော့တော့သုံးလို့ရှိလိုက်တာဆိုလို့ဆိုတော့အထုစမှာတော့အစနဲ့ဆုံးလို့ဒီပါဘူးဒီများအားဖြင့်လည်းပဲရပဲဖြတ်တယ်ပြီးတော့ဒီများဘယ်လောက်ပဲစပြီးတော့ပြေးလာနေတာလေလည်းပဲရပြီနောက်မာရီတန်းလာတဲ့ခါကျစာရေးနောက်သုံးမိတ်
In Vidhamma, they say this in Pali. Uppara Titi Binga. Uppara means the beginning, start, arising of something. Titi means stopping momentarily. Banga means dissolution. So there are three time frames to all the sabhavas: the arising or pausing, we can say, and the dissolution. Every sabhava has this factors. Now, for example, we throw a stone to the sky. With the moment of throwing, the stone goes up. Now it starts from the hand of the person throwing up. It shoots into the sky. When there is no more momentum, the stone stops going up. It pauses in the middle of the air for a while, and it drops back. That is the end. So here we have beginning, the middle, and the end. It appears, it pauses in the middle, and then it dissolves. This sort of things are there in all the sabhava. So you can compare this throwing of the stone with the object that arises. So the sabhava has three time frames like this. It is the arising, pausing, and the dissolution. For example, we note the heat. The heat itself is sabhava. There is arising of heat. And then the heat will keep on. And in the end, the heat will dissolve. So the heat has three time frames also: the arising, staying, and dissolution. This arising, staying, and dissolution are characteristics of the heat. It is not the true nature. The true nature is the heat itself. So what we have to note is the heat, not the arising of the heat, not the staying of the heat, nor the dissolution of the heat. So at the beginning, the yogi will not catch all this beginning, middle, and the end. Most probably he will only catch the middle. When the practice becomes stronger, he will come to know the beginning first, arising first, and later, when his practice is quite strong, he will come to know the dissolution or the end of the object.
စမေယောဂီမှာပေါ်လာတဲ့သဘာဝရဲ့စလေဆုံးသုံးပိုင်းမမှတ်နိုင်မှသိရတာလေဆရာများကဘာဖြစ်လို့အတင်းတွန်းပြီးတော့ဖို့တိုက်တွန်းရတယ်လေအဲ့လိုမျိုးလုပ်ကြဒါတကယ်ရှိပါတယ်ဘယ်လိုယောဂီဆိုလို့ခက်ဖို့လို့ခက်ဖို့ဖြစ်တော့လေးလေးနဲ့လည်းဖြစ်စီတယ်သူရဲ့ရှိမှစွမ်းအားအပြည့်ပါပြီဒီပေါ်မှာသူစိတ်စိတ်ဖြစ်ဖြစ်တယ်။ဒါကဆရာကြီးပြည့်ရဲ့ပုံမျိုးနဲ့ပေါ့။ကောင်းမှုပြေလို့လိုက်လို့ရှိတယ်။စားရတယ်ဆိုပြီးဒီအောင်လိုက်ပါဆိုတာကိုဒီတော့ယောဂီကအဆက်ဒီစိတ်ကတော့ဉာဏ်ဉာဏ်အရှုခွင့်အာရုံမှာစိတ်အကြများလာဒီဆိုင်စိတ်ကိုကောင်းလာတယ်အဲ့ဒါကတော့ဘုရားဆရာရဲ့ပြည်ထုတ်ပြောတယ်ဒီလိုပေါ့
So the meditation teacher, although he knows that the beginner yogis will not be able to know the beginning, middle, nor the end of an object, why does he force the yogis to know this way? This question can arise. Now the answer is, if the yogis do their job lightly, it is not good for them. So the teachers want them to be serious. Only when they are serious, the yogi notings can become strong. He can develop concentration. That is why the yogis are asked to know the object from the beginning to the end. It is the diplomacy used by the meditation teacher. So by using this diplomacy, when yogi puts the efforts, his concentration becomes strong. As Yara said, it is not so good to reveal this diplomacy.
ဒီလည်းပတ်သက်ပြီးတော့နောက်လည်းဒီပြဿနာကိုကြည့်ရအောင်ရှင်းလင်းချက်ဒီလိုပါလေပြီးတော့လက်တွေ့ရှိမှတ်တဲ့နေရာမှာပိုင်း၃ပိုင်းကိုယောဂီကရှင်းတဲ့အောက်လိုပါတယ်ဒီပိုင်း၃ပိုင်းကစိတ်သဘာဝပိုင်းစိတ်စိတ်ကတာပိုင်းနဲ့သုံးသမီးညာပိုင်းဆိုတာသုံးပိုင်းရှိပါတယ်သဘာဝပိုင်းဆိုတာကတော့ကိုယ်လေးကဖြစ်ပေါ်တယ်များမာရာပြောတာဒီပြောတာယူရှိတာကျူတာလေးရအေးတာတောင်းတာပြင်တာယူပိုက်ရှင်ရဒီပိုက်ရှင်ကတော့ညီလာကြတာနာနာစားတာရှိတယ်ဆိုတာဒါလေးအဲ့ဒါတွေကသဘာဝတရားတွေသူသဘောသူဆောင်ပြီးတော့ဖြစ်နေတဲ့တရားတွေအဲ့ဒါသဘာဝပိုင်းဆိုပါသင်္ကတပိုင်းဆိုတာကအတိအကျသောသဘာဝတရားတွေကျွန်တော်သုံးဘက်ကပြောခဲ့တဲ့အတိုင်းသုတ်တန်ကြီးကအဓိမကျပြောတာအစလည်းဆိုဝိဓမဝဟရာရဖြစ်မှုကိုပြမှုကာလလေးတွေသုံးမျိုးရှိတာသဘာဝတိုင်းမှာဒီတိုင်းပဲနိဗ္ဗာန်လွဲလို့ရှိရင်ဒီတိုင်းပဲနိဗ္ဗာန်ထားလိုက်ပါတော့ယောဂမျိုးရှုပ်တော့ကိုယ်ရပေါ်ရအဲ့လိုလားစလည်းသုံး၃ပိုင်းတနည်းပြုလို့ရှိအောင်သင်္ကာလလေးသုံးလို့ရှိတယ်အဲ့ဒါသင်္ခတပိုင်းပေါ်တယ် သမီးကတော့သမီးညာပိုင်းဆိုတာကအလျားနဲ့ပတ်သက်တာတူညီတဲ့အပိုင်းတူညီတဲ့အပိုင်းတိုင်းတူညီရဖြစ်တဲ့အပိုင်းဒါသမီးညာပိုင်းဆိုတာဘာတော်တရားတွေမမြဲတာတွေဒီဘုရားကိုယ်ကမမြဲတာတွေအကုန်လုံးတရားတိုင်းဟာမြဲတာတွေလက်ကျတရားတွေမြဲတဲ့လက္ခဏာရှိတာကြီးမြဲတာဆိုမကောင်းတဲ့လက္ခဏာဒုက္ခလက္ခဏာရှိတယ်အတ္တကလုတ်ပြီးလို့ပေါ့အတ္တလည်းမရှိဘူးဘုလိုအနတ္တဆိုတာပေါ့တဘာဝလေးတဘာဝတိုင်းပါမမြဲစင်းရဲ့သဘောပဲခေါ်တယ်ချင်းရတယ်အကုန်လုံးတတ်လို့ရတယ်သမီးရပိုင်းခေါ်တယ်ဟုတ်နော်တဘာဝချိန်တူချင်းရတယ်ချိန်တူဆိုတာကပြောတာချင်းရတယ်ဆိုတာတည်းရတယ်အဲ့ဒါလေးပြောပြတယ်ဒီပြောဦးတယ်မလားဟုတ်ပါဘူးအဲ့ရလေးနားလည်ထားဖို့
To solve this problem, more explanation is required. Now when we are meditating in a practical manner, we should understand three divisions or three factors. The first one is Sabhava or true nature. It refers to all the phenomena such as hardness, tightness, cohesion, heat. This is with respect to Rupa. With respect to Nama, there is seeing, hearing, smelling, etc. All these Nama Rupa phenomena are appearing by themselves. The second factor is Sankhata. In all the sabhavas or true nature, there are three sort of time frames: beginning, the middle, and the end. Now, in Abhidhamma, it is known as arising, pausing, and dissolution. This time frame you can find this in all these sabhavas. The third factor is known as samanya. In other words, there are factors common to all sabhavas. Sabhavas may be different, but there are some common factors, such as impermanence, anicca, or the phenomena of dukkha, suffering, and absence of atta, or the phenomena of anatta. These are common to all sabhava. Now, first of all, to understand the answer to be given by Sayadaw, we must understand this sabhava, sankhata, and samanya.
အဲ့ဒီသုံးပိုင်းလေးကသဘာဝဟာတကယ်တရားသူအစစ်တော်ကျန်တဲ့နှစ်ပိုင်းကတော့အစစ်ဖို့ချိန်ပိုင်းနဲ့အချိန်ရတယ်ဒါချိန်နဲ့ချိန်အချိန်ပြည့်ညတ်နဲ့အာဂရပြည့်ညတ်ပေါ့ဒါတကယ်အစစ်ဖို့
Out of these three dhammas or three factors, only sabhava exists in reality. The other two do not exist in reality. It is a time frame paññatti and akara paññatti. Paññatti is a concept. Time concept.
concept.
and minor concept. Time concept means in the beginning, the middle and the end. And minor concept means the phenomena of impermanence, suffering and not self.
ဒီမှာဖြစ်အဝတ်ထဲမှာပေါက်သုံးပေါက်ရှိတယ်ဆိုတော့အဲဒီပေါက်ဟာလေထဲမှာဖြစ်တဲ့အပေါက်ကိုဒီအဝတ်ထဲမှာဖြစ်တဲ့အပေါက်အဝတ်ထဲနဲ့အပေါက်ကခြားနာသလားအတူတူပဲလားတခြားတယ်အဝတ်ထဲကတော့တတ်တတ်တယ်အဲဒီမှာရှိနေတဲ့အပေါက်ကတတ်တတ်ဒီဘယ်မှာရှိနေတဲ့အပေါက်လဲဘယ်မှာရှိနေတဲ့အပေါက်လဲအဝတ်ထဲမှာရှိနေတဲ့အပေါက်အဝတ်ထဲတည်းတတ်တတ်အပေါက်ကတတ်တတ်အပေါက်ပါတဲ့အဝတ်ထဲအပေါက်ရှိတော့အဝတ်ထဲကြားတယ်အပေါက်ပြစမ်းမှဆိုဒါကြီးတော့အဝတ်ထဲမှာရှိရထိုးပြအဝတ်ထဲပြုတ်ပြီးတော့အပေါက်ပြလို့ရတယ်ဒီအဝတ်ထဲကတကယ်သဘာဝရှိတယ်သူ့မှာရှိနေအပေါက်ကရှိတာချင်းရ
What is the Bhava? For example, let us look at a piece of cloth with 3 holes in it. And these 3 holes are not in the space.